Welcome to Roaming Podcast, a podcast where you get to experience life not only through my personal experiences, but through other adventurers from around the world. Our goal is to see how through different experiences one can find a piece of life with the same meaning no matter where you go and who you're with. I have a pleasure in introducing to you guys two great people that honestly just impact my adventures everywhere I go. First off, our born and raised Ohioan, Matthew Smith.
What's up? I'm Matt Smith. I'm from Canton, Ohio, and that's about it.
And my partner in crime on our Cincinnati 8-hour adventure, Noah Mason.
What's up? I'm Noah Mason. I'm the new Roamer, and I'm looking to be a world-famous traveler.
There we go. And my name is Javier Rodriguez, the founder and CEO of Roamer Adventures. So, boys, how are we doing?
I'm doing absolutely amazing, Javier. I'm getting ready for this podcast. Love to talk about this trip that we had.
Never been better, you know? Great Monday, great start to the week.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. So let's start off by talking about how this trip came to be.
So, me and Javier are in a fraternity, and we're sitting at our frat chapter meeting, and Javi's looking at on his computer, he's going through flights, and he looks at me, he goes, "Hey, Noah, you want to go to Ohio?" I said, "Javi, what the hell are we going to do in Ohio?" He goes, "I don't know, but it's $42. And I said, "Take that trip right now."
And that's exactly what we did. It was very spontaneous, booked last second. I even booked his trip for him because it was so freaking cheap, you know? But with that being said, Matt Smith, since Noah Mason already said what the hell is there to do in Ohio, what is your opinion on your home state?
Well, the biggest thing for me is I think Ohio's a little bit underrated, you know? A lot of people like to talk trash on it. I think the worst part about Ohio, definitely the weather, and there's absolutely nothing to do. But if you're from Ohio, it's a sick place to be, great place to grow up overall. I do love Ohio.
When we first landed in Ohio, we did not know what to do. Me and Noah were honestly clueless. I don't know about you, Noah, but I was very nervous to go on this trip. I know I've done this before, going to Denver, but this trip was different, man. I brought you along, and I felt like I was being the dad of the group, you know, trying to make sure that you had a good time, I had a good time, and I just wanted to make sure this was a trip that we both had that, you know, we would have great memories on.
So when we landed, I completely forgot first of how much I hate the cold. And that's why I came to school in Florida. But no, we landed and I was freezing. And we got dropped off at the Purple People Bridge, which connects
iconic bridge,
which connects Kentucky and Ohio. That Javi was so excited to go to.
Excited,
the whole
man.
week before, he was
Very
like, "We gotta
excited.
go to the Purple People Bridge."
And let me tell you something. I was like telling everyone, yo, there's this bridge. Like, dude, this bridge that connects Kentucky and Ohio. You could have 1 foot on one state, 1 foot in the other. And dude, I thought it was like this crazy big thing. And literally when we got there, my words were,
This is it.
But no, it was a very cool place to be.
Cool.
It was definitely something I've never done before, stepping on 2 states at one time. But yeah, man, the adventure to Ohio was something that I was very nervous about because we didn't know what the hell we were going to do. But we met a friend on the plane, right, Noah?
We made a friend, our first friend that we met in Tampa at the airport on the plane.
And we asked him.
Don't even know his name.
Yeah, don't know his name, but we were just talking to him, and we're like, dude, what the hell are you doing? What brings you to Ohio, right? And no, what was his response?
So I look over at him. I go, what brings you to Ohio? And his response was, pussy.
Right. So he was going on a full-on booty call.
And we told him, we go, "Oh, you know, that's pretty sweet, $40 trip to get some pussy." And he goes, "Nah, I bought this ticket last night for $250.
And we both looked at each other and we're like, yo, this is not like, listen.
His ex-girlfriend.
Ended up being his ex-girlfriend too. But besides that, that just goes to show you that there's probably nothing to do in Ohio. You know?
I think that anytime people are going to Ohio, it's probably under a strange circumstance.
And that was definitely our 2 situations. This kid was going for a booty call and we were going for 8 hours, something many people don't do. So when we first got down to downtown Cincy, we didn't have a game plan, right, Noah?
Absolutely
And
no plan.
We had no idea where we were going. Noah's like, dude, where the hell are we going? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just following the skyscrapers. We should just head there. I bet you there's some people there. And we did find two girls.
We found two girls.
And our whole thing was, let's become friends with these girls, right? And we went up to them. And what?
I said, let's go ask them what the hell do we do in Ohio.
And their response was, their response to the question, what is there to do in Ohio, or at least in Cincy, they go, drinking and gambling. And Noah and I looked at each other and were like, geez, we should have just stayed in Tampa for that one, right? But no, it was a great time.
We made a new friend,
We
Bailey.
made a new friend, Bailey. Shout out to
Shout
Bailey
out
for
Bailey.
doing this. Nah, but it was a great feeling to know that there's people out there who are very genuine and at least want other people to like see their city and experience it in the best capacity they can, you know? So after the fact that we asked these girls what there is to do, like questioning them what there is to do in Ohio, right? They sent us to a great place, the University of Cincinnati. And hey, where was it that they told us to go? Ladder 19?
Ladder 19. We got out of the Uber. All we hear is people screaming, and Ladder 19 sounded like 19 people getting beheaded inside the bar. It was so rowdy, looked so fun. The street was full of bars and restaurants. There was kids all over, and I'm under 21, couldn't get in.
So that was a mission
sounded like
itself.
a great time. Very rowdy. There was a Cincinnati game going on, but it was an away game. So University of Cincinnati. And what happened after that? We walked around, looked for more friends. We met 3 new people on the street. We said, again, what the hell do we do here? And they said,
again, drinking and gambling. So you guys might be thinking right now, dude, this trip was a total bust. Me and Noah went around talking to people, trying to figure out. We actually, since, just like Noah said, we are in a fraternity, and one of our chapter was actually at the University of Cincinnati, and Noah came up with this brilliant idea of going to go visit them. We met a few brothers. We met a few guys there, all chilling. We had a good time with them. We saw the house. Very, very great people. They welcomed us into their home just like we would welcome them. It was a great treat. After that, we went to, what was that chicken tender place?
Canes.
And Matt Smith does love Canes,
Yes,
man.
sir.
I never had Canes living in New Jersey. I don't think they have it there.
Yeah, bro, the Texas toast. The
it is
Texas
so
toast
good.
with the 4 chicken tenders,
And their
fries and
sauce.
kale slaw. Ooh, what was the sauce called? The cane sauce?
Cane sauce.
Secret sauce. Something.
Oh, it was secret sauce,
Yeah.
I
The
think.
secret
It was
sauce.
secret sauce.
Secret sauce.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Canes is amazing. I remember we got one of those in my hometown, and there was like a parade. It was the best day ever. The line wrapped around it like 4 times.
What is it, like the second best chicken tender place in the country?
Might be the best, man.
Hey, man.
Might be.
the best in Matt Smith's heart. But yeah, after that, we decided to go back to downtown and just keep
And
on
we
roaming.
took the coolest Uber driver there. His name was Heath. Shout out Heath.
And then again, we asked Heath, what
the
is
hell do
there
we
to
do
do in
here?
Cincinnati? And he said, hey, man, there's a few parks you could go to. You guys could go to the casino.
A lot of bars.
A lot of bars. And yet we found ourselves still walking aimlessly, not knowing what the hell we were going to do. But let me tell you one thing, man. Throughout the whole journey, throughout the whole process of us just in Cincinnati roaming around, Noah and I feel like we had a great freaking time.
We
man.
had a ball.
We had a
It
ball.
was fantastic.
Like after, bro, we saw the revival choir.
We saw a revival choir group.
That tingled my heart.
Great music.
After that, we just kept on walking, played some Tinder games on our phone. Me and Noah were both on Tinder
Looking
trying to
for-
find friends, but that didn't work out. I guess we
No.
weren't as valid for these Ohioans, you know? But yeah, it was a great time. Me and Noah flew the drone. We got some nice pictures in. We got to see a lot of strange looking people.
We tried graters.
Oh yeah, the ice cream shop. I forgot about that. We have a friend called Harrison Okum, right, who said this was the best ice cream shop in the country, in the world. And what did me and Noah do? We told him we did get ice cream, but it was so freaking cold that we were like, no, like there's no way we're getting ice cream. So we ended up getting hot chocolate. We kept on walking around. Some girl told us to go to Starlight Lounge to get some chili. Didn't do that
Never got
either.
chili.
But we just kept on walking around, kept on looking around and seeing the different type of people. One thing that captured my eye is the diversity that honestly Cincinnati had, from different races to different types of people to honestly the characters of people. Like everyone who we went up to were very, very honestly open-minded to the fact that we were only there for 8 hours. And, you know, it was a pretty cool experience to see how people thought of, like, what they thought of what we were doing. And for most people, they're like, yo, that's pretty freaking cool, you know? But other people were like, yo, 8 hours is not enough. You need at least a whole week.
8 hours was enough for me. 8 hours was plenty of time.
So, Smith, my question to you right now is, when we told you we were going to Ohio to Cincinnati for 8 hours, what went through your mind? Like,
Well, for me, it was like, it's cool to get different perspective from someone who's never been to a place that I know so well and a place that I'm from. So I was really excited for you guys to come back and tell me what all you thought about it. Even if, Noah didn't love it the best.
hey, it served the purpose.
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
purpose was to go, visit, and to never go back again.
Yeah,
because there was really nothing to do in Ohio. But that brings me to the moral of this whole trip, man. Honestly, in my opinion, and I think Noah could vouch for this too, this journey was one that we were not expecting. Like, we did not know what to think when we first landed. And I feel like we got a lot out of it just through the people we met and whatnot. But one thing I think I learned mostly on this trip, that it just really doesn't matter where you go, you know? It doesn't matter where you go. All that matters, honestly, is who you go with, or if you go alone. And honestly, the perspective you get out of it. You know, me and Noah went, and dude, honestly, I felt like it was a journey that made this whole trip come to be, you know, from the person who screamed at the taxi driver in back of us, hey, they're crossing the street, asshole. The small things that were honestly the things that counted on this trip and made this trip so successful for Noah and I. We came back to Tampa, honestly, with so many stories. Noah and I, literally on the plane ride back, the whole entire way, we're just on a Google Note, and we were just like writing down everything that, we did, we experienced.
One of the things that really impacted me the most is Javi and me walking down the street, and we're not talking, and Javi looks at me and he goes, you know what's funny? We could easily be in the ghetto right now. And I looked at him with this scared face, and he goes, but you just got to trust your gut. Hey. And I was like, you know what? Trust my gut? I think we're going to do good. And the ghetto, no one's hurting us here. We're just here for 8 hours. Let's have a good time. Doesn't matter where we go.
True. Hey, ghetto or not. Hey, man, we're here to live life's adventures no matter where we go. We put ourselves into situations that, many people don't think of putting themselves in. And honestly, I think it gives us a bigger picture of life and keeps our mind open to experiencing new things that come our way. This trip was definitely a success under my book. Was it something that we all pictured it as? Definitely not. But it was definitely an experience, and Noah and I have memories that will definitely last for a lifetime, So my question to Matt Smith now is, since you heard a snippet of what we think about Cincinnati in your home state, yes, what goes through your mind?
Kind of what I expected, honestly. Not much to do, cold, I have the same feelings about it, but I do think it's really cool still to get that other perspective of your own, hometown, because I grew up in a smaller hometown, not a city type, kind of rural, and, I know Cincinnati's obviously a city, but the fact that you guys, went up to around where I'm from and explored and got a taste of some of the things canes, for instance. Like, you guys had no clue what that is.
Yeah, and we honestly saw that. We saw that, and we were like, "Yo, should we just go here?" Like,
We walked past probably 10 other places. We're like, should we eat here? Nah. And then we were like, canes? Yeah.
we were like, that sounds pretty good, you know? That sounds pretty good. But yeah, man, this is the whole journey. Life is a journey. Life is a movie, and hey, you just got to keep on writing new scenes in your life, and this was definitely a scene that I'll never forget. And Noah, dude, thank you so much for coming on this trip with me. I greatly appreciate you coming. It was great to experience this with someone else for the first time. I went to Denver and did everything on my own, and it felt nice having someone next to you to keep you companion and honestly have the same outlook in life. Like, you know, there's a lot that we were all worried about. Like your dad, for instance, was like, yo, be careful. Someone's going to sell your kidneys to the black market.
Are going to be sold in the black market.
Right. But, nah, man, it was definitely a journey, definitely another chapter in my life that I'm grateful to have, and I was very happy to experience that with you. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to this first episode of Roaming. Ohio was definitely a place where, hey, we definitely enjoyed our time there, but we definitely will never go back. Honestly, no. I think that's more Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati. I would like to go to Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
That was fun there.
Matt Smith speaks highly of Cleveland.
Columbus and Cleveland. Cleveland, definitely a move. I love Cleveland.
Might have to wait a little bit before going back to Ohio,
Right.
but I would like to go back to some other cities, some other parts.
So if you had to say one thing to people, right, wanting to go on like spontaneous trips on their own or like literally just with someone else, a day trip like this, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, don't even think about it. Just do it and book it, because that's what happened with me when Javi looked at me and said, want to go to Cincinnati. And I had absolutely no clue what to do, but I was like, let's try. I want to try something new. I've never been to Ohio, and I did it. Didn't even think about it, just booked it. I said, book it right now. And I went, had a great time. No matter how much I didn't like it, I did have a good time. It was very exciting. But yeah, I think if you're ever thinking about it and it's something that you can afford, because it was definitely cheap for us, but definitely just don't even think about it and just do it.
How much did we even spend? I think we spent like $42 on the flight, but like in Cincinnati, we spent like, honestly, maybe around like $50.
Not even 50, maybe. We spent, what, $10 on food. Ubers we split, which probably came out to about $20 each.
Right.
And then hot chocolate was, what, $5 or $6?
$6. Damn. We spent the day in Cincinnati for under $100. And my recommendation to you guys is what Noah said. If you have the opportunity to go somewhere, send it, because you never know where this life will take you and where you will be writing your next chapter of your book. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, Matt, for tuning in with us, for joining us in this great podcast, the first episode of Roaming, and can't wait to see where life takes us. Cheers, boys.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Javier.
Thanks,
sir.
Javi.
So won't you go